Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Ralph Waldo Emerson told us that. Well, you know, market naysayers and prognosticators that make a living predicting doom and gloom, well, they did pretty well under President Obama, even as the market crushed people who followed their advice by dumping stocks and hoarding canned food. Well, now those same prognosticators who always somehow get these soapbox platforms are facing a much different challenge as they preach the end is near. You see, the 2017 stock market is shaping up to be one for the ages. In many ways, in fact, it reminds me of 2013 when the Dow rallied 27% on a combination of extraordinary accommodation by the Fed, which, by the way, that was the last year it actually impacted the market, and a general sense that, well, finally, the worst was over. So fast forward to this year, 2017, and there's a similar one-two punch going on. Stimulus from real economic activity that will include corporate investments and a renewed consumer spending, coupled with the general sense that the best is yet to come. Now, in order for this to work, there must be execution. We keep talking about that, but there must also be a cheerleader. Now, we all know President Trump is a seasoned CEO, but for the sake of economic prosperity and the stock market, CEO stands now for Chief Excitement Officer. And you know what? It was on full display today. When Donald Trump began speaking at that Boeing plant in South Carolina, the market was headed for an uninspired loss for the session. Well, the speech left thousands of American workers on their feet screaming, many screaming, USA. Those cheers reverberated beyond the plant and triggered the market, which is already sort of inclined to rally into the close. But I got to tell you something, who would buy a market like this into a three-day weekend if it were not for that sort of enthusiasm? The markets took off. First, the S&P joined NASDAQ, pulled into the plus column, and then, of course, it was a race against the clock for the Dow to finish in the green as well. Now, speaking of enthusiasm, what's happening with those tech stocks is amazing, but not irrational. The world is moving into a period that only once crossed the mind of science fiction writers like Isaac Asimov. The S&P technology sector, the XLK, is on a record run, up almost 8% to date. Now, ironically, the more the market goes up, the bears that have made these short bets will actually help it go higher because they're going to be taken out on their shields every single day. I will say this much, though. At least they have skin in the game. Beware of the boo birds looking to sell your book or a radiation suit. And remember, again, nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm.